Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpoff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketers from around the country. And today we're in Lee Summit, Missouri, and with Annette Choti from Law Quill. So Annette, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, actually.
Well, we're
Thank you for
glad to have
having me.
you, and we're excited to learn more about you and the things you're doing. Uh, let's start with how you got started in marketing. What was that spark that really got you into the industry?
Well, I'm actually an attorney. I've been an attorney for 20 years, and I worked for the federal government. And I was looking to transition into something else because I kind of felt like 20 years was maybe enough. And I really had no idea about marketing. And a friend of mine who is also an attorney said, "Hey, do you want to write articles on the side for SEO?" And I had to look up what SEO was at the time because I didn't even know what it was. And once I caught that bug, I just wrote for really large digital marketing agencies that focused on law firms. And then eventually I felt like I could help small and solo law firms out a lot more than the large, huge digital marketing agencies were doing. So I created Law Quill.
And it's important because a lot of these smaller law firms really, again, they have a knowledge, they want to share their knowledge, but don't really know the best ways to share that knowledge with people. What kind of conversations are you having with them when you start the process of working with them?
Well, to be perfectly honest, the conversations usually start out that they have a bit of trauma from dealing with large digital marketing agencies that frankly were overcharging them, not explaining what they were doing. They were locked into these very long contracts and they didn't really see any results from that because the same strategy was being used for the same strategy for large law firms was being used for small law firms, and it wasn't working. So I think the fact that most law firms find me, they know that I'm an attorney, so I understand both the marketing language and the legal landscape, helps lend maybe a little bit of credibility to what I do to bridge the gap between the marketing world and the legal world.
And that's important. A client has to be very comfortable with who they're working with and be able to communicate with them. The fact that you speak legalese definitely helps the process and makes them more comfortable with working with you because it's all about results. And it's trying to find the best way to tell their story. Now, you've been working with these law firms, and you see there's a lot of things that are happening now, but also some variance in the industry where things are going to change over the next couple of years. Where do you see some of the places where law firms, especially small law firms, should be focusing their energies on, and how you'll be implementing that?
Well, I think that, to be honest, in this sort of David versus Goliath of small law firms versus large law firms, I really do feel that small law firms have an advantage in a lot of ways. They may not have as much money, but they can really niche down as well and find an area that they can really serve, a clientele that they can really serve and serve well. For example, there's estate planning, but I have one client that she's an estate planning attorney and she focuses on, I mean, she will do estate planning for anyone, but she really focuses on the African American community and also how to build intergenerational wealth and asset protection within that community. And I feel like when you're at a really large law firm, you really need to cast a wide net versus when you're at a small law firm, you can really niche down and really talk to your potential clients and connect with them. And I think that that's going to be done. As always, the foundational piece is content on your website, either written or video. Google loves video. So, and then disseminating that information on social media so people realize that you're an expert and can keep bringing people back to your website to view your content and then hopefully eventually pick up the phone. So I really feel like the niches are where lawyers are going to find, small and solo law firms are going to find um, a lot of success moving forward.
And it's really key to have someone like you helping them find their way. Some of them know exactly what it is, and then you're helping to share it. But I sense that you're really helping them really break it down to find that story, because you can get swallowed up by those big law firms. I know in this market there's three that spend a lot of money on TV, and you're trying to figure out how to make your statement and tell your story. But having storytellers like you to help them do that really is going to really make these small law firms get the results and get the clients, and show them the results that they're looking for. So we really appreciate you sharing that with us, and telling your story with us today.
Thank you. I do believe that it really does boil down to stories. That's authentic stories are really where marketing is going versus sort of this Instagram sort of fake story. It's really getting to real stories. I have one attorney who he's ridden motorcycles for 40 years, and he now is a motorcycle advocate, and he has Facebook groups, and he actually represents riders in motorcycle accidents. And so that is a connection that he has with his clients. And so I do feel like in the future, you are very right. It's the stories that law firms, and frankly, all businesses, right, that they all will tell, that will help them connect better to their clients for sure.
Very well said. It is about the story. So we really thank you for sharing your story with us, and look forward to for great things from you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us. This really is another great tale of storytelling, and really finding the right type of agency that can help tell your story is so important. Someone like Annette, who works with small law firms, that's perfect. You don't get lost in a bigger agency, in a digital farm that just wants to get your ads out there, but maybe not tell the right story. So it's important to learn more. We have more information here on Daily Ad Brief. But go out, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.